can hear you, bro.
No, I forgot what I was gonna. Why you mute me, bro?
Hello. Sorry, guys. A bunch of little brats I brought here were misbehaving while we were doing the countdown, so people kind of probably...
I'm a brat now. See how it is.
I want to be your brat. Okay, my bad.
That is so weird. Okay.
Pause.
Yo, what is...
Pause.
What should I say? We be live. Oh, no, that's the other guy who says that. Sup, we're live now. Yo, what is up, my cool fams? It is I, Tarun TAC, and Vroom. Look what we got here today.
We got our first victim.
Not really a victim, but whatever. What do you want to call him?
We got right here Flames, Valorant addict. I don't know why you say that, but sure.
We have Flames,
aka
Pranav Ramasubramani, with us. You might also know him by his other name, Flamax, but here he's using the name Flame.
I transitioned.
Flames and Flamax, both are his names. Okay, just like how Super Tac is one of my names, but the other one is Super Striker Core. But yeah, let us get on to the greatness of today's video. So, as you all know, today we are speaking about the Aryan Invasion Theory and Hindutva Ideology, but that is only in the politics sector. Let me just see if anyone has anything on either the Instagram side or the YouTube side. Flames is seemingly the only person currently on the Instagram side, I think. I don't know why he's trying to watch his own podcast. Really nice.
I'm trying to boost the viewership, you know what I'm saying?
That's not really All right, guys, today we're going to be talking about a bunch of things. I hope you all are good today. Anyway, as I do this thing, go with my eyes because, well, my eyes are kind of hurting. But anyway, let us get on. Okay, so today we will start off with, guess what? Last time we did not do actual sports. We just summarized the previous podcast's sports part. But today we shall be talking about sports, actually, with what my brother Varun will be doing. But before we do so, I would like to give a little announcement. Guys, only 4 more days, well, that too, including today, after today, only 3 more days of my free trial on StreamYard. Meaning that I will only be able to do it for 3 more days unless we pay for it. So, guys, whatever you do, please send super chats to support us. Please donate if you want to. I don't think we can start memberships, so you guys can't be members of this channel. But anyway, please, for more content on StreamYard, please do help and support us. Right, guys? You guys also please encourage them to help and support us. Donate to us. Send super chats.
Support my bro here. Support him. He's
Send super chats. Donate money to the channel. I don't think we can start memberships yet, so you can't be a member, but do everything else you can, and just be happy. Anyway, so what should I say? Oh yeah. Also, today might be the last day on this channel where we're doing this podcast because, well, my brother and my friend over here got a little bit upset that this channel is what I call a practice channel, meaning that I'm only using this to practice for my next YouTube channel I'm doing. Although I still do find this channel very dear to me, but they don't really want to do much more podcasts on this one. So just to make an announcement, this will be the last one on this channel. And
we're going to be starting a new channel just for the podcast.
Yes, we will be doing that. Now, along with...
We'll think about that.
We should think about it in here. We have input from...
We got some good names. I think our leading idea is we're going to call it Our Opinion is Better Than Yours. I think that's a great name. I think it's factual, too.
It's not, yeah.
It is factual.
Sure.
All right. So yesterday,
Okay.
we were talking about something very important. We were talking about Iran and Israel. Varun, would you like to recap what we talked about yesterday?
How about you do that?
All right. So essentially, Iran was once ruled by the great King Shah Reza Pahlavi, who ruled over Iran with a great pride. But eventually, and also Iran is very culturally tied, as in it has lots of cultural similarities with India. Many believe it's because of the Aryan Invasion Theory that we shall be talking about in this video. Others believe it's because of the Parshva losing in the Battle of 10 Kings. I do believe that the Persians were Parshvas, but I don't believe they were losing in the battle. Anyway, there's many different speculations, but it's very common that Persian language and Sanskrit have lots of similarities. And so basically, we both have very similarities in culture and stuff. And Hinduism is basically Zoroastrianism is just another version of Hinduism, so they have a lot of similarities with Indians. But before that, but also afterwards, the Iranians eventually had the King Shah Reza Pahlavi, who was a Muslim, but he was still kind and respected traditional Persian culture. Eventually, Ayatollah Khomeini, a revolutionary, or rather a terrorist person, or just this one con man, eventually made an Islamic revolution, meaning he kicked the king out of Iran and forced the entire country to become an Islamic caliphate-like country in the guise of a democracy. And he would preach that Israel is the greatest enemy of them all because, well, the Jews. Shah Reza Pahlavi, during his time, Iran and Israel were very good friends. In fact, the great emperor Cyrus the Great was actually the one who gave the Jews a charter of human rights, meaning that Iran and Israel were very good friends before this. But this guy blamed everything on Israel, and then soon one of the greatest friends of Israelis, which is Iran, eventually transformed into their greatest enemy. And then afterwards, they became into war, and then later on, Iran tried to bomb blast Israel. After the whole Palestine Act, they got Palestine children are always the victims, everything like this. So because of after propaganda on propaganda, which they used, after Khomeini funded Hamas to go and attack Israel, Israel has been attacking wherever Hamas is ever since then. And Hamas has been following like a shadow the innocent women and children of Gaza, meaning whenever they got bombed, in the search of bombing Hamas people, innocent women and children of Gaza would also get bombed. Netanyahu did say that they should leave for their own safety, but they never did because the Hamas always kept them in the area, so they also got hurt. Meaning that even though they're victims of Hamas, everyone begins to think that they're victims of Israel, the innocent women and children of Gaza, as a plot against Israel, which means that Hamas, or rather, the Hamas terrorists have now been successful in making Israel seem like a villain to the rest of the world. Iran is now using this as justification to go do whatever the heck they want to Israel. So that we were talking about the bombings that Khomeini has been doing on Israel with the Hezbollah attacks and all those stuff. That's what we were talking about in the previous chat, in the previous thing. And today we're going to be talking about other things. Okay. So, let us get on to today's video, however. Today, we will start off with Varun, my brother over here, talking a little bit about the statistics of, not really statistics, the statistics about the probability of victory in the NBA playoffs. And he shall also be talking about what has already been happening and the match that's currently happening. So, to the sports section, I guess, with Varun.
All right, so we're gonna talk about the NBA as usual.
Well, not usual. We've only done that once before.
Anyway, moving on. So to recap everything that's happened, obviously we are currently 2 teams have made it to the conference finals. We are waiting on the final 2 games, both of which one of them is happening right now. The other one will happen at the end of the day to figure out those final 4 teams that are going to go against each other to see who will move on to the actual finals of the NBA. So last night was very, very sad. My favorite team, the OKC Thunder.
Can I give us something? Like I said before, would you like to share, dear Broom Broom, the screen for our fans to see?
Yeah, I got you.
Fams. That's why I say, what is up, my cool fams? Because the fams are the boys here, and the fams need to be seeing whatever you are saying. They need to see whatever you
Yeah.
say.
Yo, what does OKC stand for?
Oklahoma City Thunder.
All right, time for me to open this up. Why the frick is it taking forever? Okay, here we go. Please show your stats. Back to you.
All right, y'all can
Bro.
see my mouse. All right, so
Yes.
basically, what we got
Yo,
here
can you zoom
is
in? We're blind, yo.
fine. Apparently not. Yeah, no, I can't really zoom
Control
in.
plus, yo.
I did. It's zooming and everything else, but not the actual thing.
Control minus then.
You'll be fine. So, as you can see here, Thunder versus Mavericks. The Thunder lost, my favorite team, out of the playoffs. Sad. They lost by 1 point. They made a bad foul at the very end of the game. It was a foul on a 3-point shot by PJ Washington. I think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was the one who fouled him. On the replay, it looked like it was all ball, but it looked like he hit his hand towards the end. Anyway, so PJ Washington hit his free throws under pressure. That's a lot of pressure, so good job to him. Mavericks seems to be having a pattern right now. They lose the first game, win the next two, lose another one, win the next two. Did the same thing with the Clippers, now with the Thunder. They move on to the conference finals. Timberwolves versus Nuggets. That is probably the most entertaining series we've got so far this entire playoffs.
As I've said before, I have a little bit of a partiality towards Texas teams.
Yeah. So me personally, like I said previously, I do think the Nuggets have a pretty good chance of
Where do
winning
the
this.
Nuggets come from? Which city or state?
Denver, Colorado. So
Did they eat chicken nuggets?
I'm not answering that question.
Yeah, come on.
I don't know.
Come on. Come on.
Fried chicken, probably.
Come on, please. Please.
Yeah, I can't tell you that, bro.
Can you be my nugget? All right, I'm stopping.
All right, pause, bro.
All right.
You gotta chill out, bro.
Let's just get on.
My bad.
Moving on. So the series has been crazy. The last game, I think, was a record loss. The Timberwolves beat the Nuggets by 45 points, which is ridiculous. The game was basically over by like halfway through the second quarter. It was like a 20, 30-point lead.
Mahajan's foul. I can read the chat.
Okay, moving on.
Whoever that guy is.
45-point loss. At one point, I think it was a 50-point game. Nuggets down by 50 points. That was crazy. I am rooting for the Timberwolves, but I think that the Nuggets have that championship advantage. They won it last year, and they love comebacks. They do not take the opportunity to go up. They lost the first two games, second game by 26 points, and they made a 3-0 run to tie and lost the sixth game to now tie up the series. Anyway, I do think that whichever team makes it out of here, I think the Mavs really have a good chance of beating them. The Mavs have a lot of height and size compared to the Thunder. They're probably not going to be able to use that as an advantage against whether it's the Timberwolves or the Nuggets, because the Timberwolves and Nuggets, they got a lot of tall players. Anyway, right now we got the Pacers versus Knicks. As I expected, I did think that the Knicks were going to win the whole thing. I thought they were going to win the last game, but unfortunately, they didn't. Well, unfortunately to me, they did not. Josh Hart got injured. I think the left side of his torso got sprained or something. I have not currently checked whether he's in the game right now, but regardless, I don't think he's probably not playing at his best. I think that's probably the tipping point. We got a couple teams. The New York Knicks and the Memphis Grizzlies are running hospitals at this point. I don't think the Memphis Grizzlies have 9 players injured. It's absolutely ridiculous. They were one of the best, most popular up and coming teams, with Ja Morant taking a huge leap to like that superstar level, averaging almost like 29, 30 points per game before he got suspended for flashing I don't know if I can say it, but I'll say a pew device
Is it a
Twice. Yeah. I don't know if I can say that on the
CPU
stream
device?
right
Can you
now.
elaborate?
I think you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh,
So
all right, okay.
yeah, he flashed those on 2 different Instagram lives. Honestly, I don't know why this dude's trying to act like a gangster. Bro did not grow up in the hood at all. He grew up with 2 loving parents in the suburbs, bro. Like, I don't know why he's doing this. Bro's getting paid
Wait,
like
loving?
40. Okay, I don't know about that, but appearance wise, it does appear like that. And he's now trying to throw away contracts that are currently giving him 40 to 50 million dollars per year, all for a gangster image. I honestly, he's still one of my favorite players. I really hope that he stops all of this and just gets back to playing basketball. His first game back after that 20 game suspension this season, crazy game. He dropped like 30 plus points. I think it was like 33 or 35 points. Crazy buzzer beater.
Who are you guys
Game
talking
winner.
about here again?
Ja Morant. He's on the Memphis Grizzlies.
Oh.
Unfortunately, after
Meanwhile,
5
it looks like the Celtics are on the semifinals.
yeah. So back to what I was saying. Unfortunately, like 5 games after he came back, he was playing amazing. He got injured again, which brings me to what I was going to talk about. Players like him and Zion, they actually both got drafted in the same draft class. Zion was the number 1 overall pick to the New Orleans Pelicans. Ja was number 2 to the Memphis Grizzlies. They are amazing, obviously. But these guys, they're high flyers. You know, they both got 44-inch vertical jumps. Absolutely crazy. The only problem is clearly they got to be able to develop a jump shot. You know, I personally think Ja is the one who needs to develop one more. He's pretty skinny. He's not built like Zion, you know, and he's shorter than Zion. He's only 6'3". So yes, he's amazing at getting to the rim, but if he's got to be able to develop at least a semi-reliable 3-point jump shot if he really wants to take that next leap to that like all NBA potential MVP level player. I'm not sure if he can get to that level, but I think it is possible. Same thing with Zion. I don't think he needs to be able to be a great 3-point shooter. He's doing a great job of providing really good spacing, which is crazy for someone who can't shoot. It's a little complicated. I don't know exactly how he's able to do that. He's got so much. He just draws so much attention, and if you leave him open at 3, when he gets from the 3-point line, if he gets the ball and he gets open space to build up a head of steam, it makes it even harder to guard him, you know. But you know, he's really got to get a post-up game. I think he needs at least a reliable mid-range jumper, which I think he can definitely. He's shown signs of being able to shoot previously, so it is possible. The final thing that I think he needs to do, he's shown multiple times that when he is leaner, he's lost more fat, he's much more athletic. When he's like that, he's able to play amazing defense, and he's completely unstoppable on offense. Like, I think that the last game that he played, the play-in against the Lakers, 40-point game, almost won the play-in and moved on, but he got injured with like 2 minutes left. It was a non-contact injury, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. He fell from he didn't even fall. He just landed on the ground, looked completely normal after a floater. He made the floater, and then I think he pulled his hamstring. That right there is what I think he's really going to have to avoid. Players like him and Ja really got to focus on that because they're not Giannis or Shaq, you know, where they're 7 feet tall. They're also built huge. They don't really got to worry about that. Anyway, I think the Knicks are losing right now. It's the score. This game is happening right now. Pacers versus Knicks. I think 70-55. Pacers in the lead. 15-point lead. I don't think the Knicks are going to be able to make up for that. It doesn't matter who wins because Boston's going to mop the floor with either of them. Boston's definitely going to make it to the finals this year, even without Kristaps Porzingis. Mavericks are my second favorite team, other than the Thunder. So I do think that they have the potential, and I do hope that they beat the Nuggets.
What's so great about Thunder, though?
They are the closest team to where we live. So
Yeah, so
And
he's like obliged to glaze them.
Which
He's like
team?
automatically like.
Which team has Jordan?
Jordan is not playing, yo.
Bro, I'm offended that you would ask me that, bro.
Nah.
No, I'm actually offended, bro. That's crazy.
He retired like ages ago.
Bro, Chicago Bulls, bro. He played in like the 80s, bro, or 70s and 80s. I mean, yeah, he also played like it was a late 70s. Like he played a little later. He played a decent amount of years even after Kobe was drafted and stuff. So he played for a while. But how do you, bro? That's crazy. You'd ask me that. Anyway, he played for the Chicago Bulls. He's like 50, 60 now. He's not play basketball, bro.
Hey,
Thank God, because
what
he came out of
which team does LeBron play for?
The Lakers.
Wait, what happened to them?
I'm gonna hit you.
Why?
The Lakers got almost swept again by the Nuggets, which was sad.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the chicken nuggets helped them.
Oh my goodness, maybe you're right. Maybe that's what helps them. Because
telling you, bro, chicken nuggets take you to finals. Chicken nuggets.
5 out of this series right here. 4-1, Nuggets won. So obviously, playoffs. Each playoff series, the best out of 7. So first to 4 wins.
Okay,
Whichever team gets 4 games moves on. Right. 5 out of 5 games.
So they play 7 games, right?
Yeah.
And it's first to 5, right?
First to 4.
Wait. So you said it's the best out of 7?
Yeah. So first to 4.
Oh, okay. First 4. So I'm guessing they don't play all of those in like the same day, right?
No, they play. So in the first round here, like so, these 2 first rounds right here, they have a 2-day break in between each one, and then in these games, it's gonna moving on further. It's 1-day break in between each one.
So it's gonna take them at least like a couple weeks or a couple weeks for them to do each series, right?
Yeah, I think this series right here took around, when was that? I think it took about like 2 weeks or so.
Okay.
Honestly, that series was absolutely ridiculous, bro. Like every single game, 5 games in a row, the Lakers have at one point in the game, they have like a 20-point lead, and they managed to lose that lead in the late third and fourth quarter. 5 games in a row. They only won 1 game. So 4 out of the 5 games, they lose that 20-point lead, bro. That's a huge lead. And they have that 4 times, and they still managed to lose 4 games in a row. I think I watched 4 out of the 5 of these games. The only game that I didn't watch was the Lakers. Maybe I'm a bad luck charm. Anyway, the Nuggets, this dude. So my predictions, I think Nuggets versus Mavericks, Pacers versus Celtics. I think Celtics are obviously going to win. Pacers, not even. It's going to be like either a 4 or 5 game, basically like a sweep. They're not even going to get more than like 1 game for sure, unless the Celtics shoot horribly and Jason Tatum continues on insisting. He continues his Stephen Curry impression, even though he's not Stephen Curry. If that happens, maybe the Pacers get a game or 2, but I don't see this series going past like 5, maximum 6 games, and that's if the Celtics just throw. Anyway, like I said, I hope the Mavericks win, but I do think that probably the Nuggets. It really depends on both Luka and the role players. Kyrie's not. If you look at the stat box, it may look like he's not having a great series. He's not averaging a lot of points, but he's an amazing playmaker. I don't think we've ever really seen this version of Kyrie. Usually he's a score first type player, but he's been handing out some crazy dimes and passes the last couple games against the Thunder. So if we see this version of specifically PJ Washington, who's a role player, obviously hit the game-winning shot where, well, he got fouled on that shot, but he hit those free throws to win the game against the Thunder yesterday. So if he continues having this crazy shooting stretch, I do see them potentially getting past the Nuggets. It also depends on Luka's health. The first couple games against the Thunder, Luka did not look like he was okay. He was definitely his knees were not okay. This man has been injured more than any other person in the playoffs. I think he's had a back injury, an Achilles soreness, a calf injury, a knee injury. Like,
Wait, are we talking about Luka Doncic?
yeah, this man has
Okay.
gotten a beating, bro. Like, I don't know how he's still playing this well. Anyway, again, like I said, game 6 against the Thunder, this man was like shooting from 30, 35 feet out, certain shots, nothing but net. Bro actually went crazy. So if they continue, mainly I'm gonna say it's PJ Washington. It all depends on him, and if their centers, Derek Lively, obviously he's not the starting center, but Daniel Gafford, Derek Lively, if they are really able to, if somehow they're able to, like stop Jokic. I'm not sure if there's anything as a Jokic stopper. I don't know if that's a thing, but if they somehow manage, if they can slow him down and PJ Washington keeps on shooting the lights out, I think the Mavericks are going to move on. I don't know who's going to win between the Mavericks and Celtics. Celtics are under pressure. Their best player is Jason Tatum. Not the most clutch player. I do actually genuinely think they're going to be leaning a lot towards Jaylen Brown in this series. I feel like Jason Tatum's obviously amazing player, like top 5, top 6, top 10 player.
But he's not gonna be MVP.
MVP is already handed out. Nikola Jokic already won MVP, but
Yeah,
That makes no sense though.
what
Isn't it like there's an entire thing going on and you just hand it out before the entire thing ends?
It's the regular season MVP, not finals or playoffs MVP. Yeah,
So there is one.
The regular season ends in like April. I think the playoffs started April 14th. They announced the MVP like at the end of May. It was late as hell. I don't know. Not the end of May. Obviously, we're still at the beginning.
How did you learn all of this kind of stuff?
Bro, he's a no life for. You know what this guy does? Have you seen his YouTube for you? It's just
all
LeBron.
There's Curry in there somewhere.
Players. Yeah, there is. And then there's just shoes and then basketball. That's all he watches.
Hey, I don't got the Valorant addict title,
and
bro.
he calls me a degenerate.
You are a degenerate. I never said I wasn't one, but
yeah.
Your title says Valorant addict under your name, bro. Like, it's pretty bad, too.
I'm a proud Valorant addict.
Bro's basically saying he's proud to be on cocaine. Anyway, I think the Mavericks can definitely beat the Celtics. Again, it all depends on those role players. And if Jason Tatum could, again, if he really continues to think that he's Stephen Curry and he's not making those shots, they're not going to be able to win this game. It also does depend on their health. Kristaps Porzingis has been not very healthy. Obviously, he was out against both the Miami Heat. I'm not sure if he was out the entire time versus Cleveland. I'm not sure, but I think he might have played in that last game. I don't think so, though. But yeah, in terms of off-season stuff like trades and stuff, I do think teams like the Golden State Warriors, Stephen Curry's team, are going to be definitely in the market. We've got some crazy rumors, like an absolute monstrosity of a team forming in Golden State with them signing LeBron James to add to Stephen Curry, and they do not need to trade for him, which means they're completely fine in terms of trade assets. They don't have to give up anything to get LeBron. He's a free agent this summer if he does not decide to sign his player option for that last year with the Lakers. There's a chance I'm not saying that it's very likely. I do think most likely he's probably going to stay with the Lakers. But if he really
Varun.
Yep.
I have a question which must be asked.
Yeah.
What team does Curry play for? Stephen Curry.
Y'all are killing me. As I just said like 30 seconds ago, he plays for the Golden State Warriors.
I think the question was asked a couple of minutes ago. So
I answered the question about a minute ago.
Yeah.
This is getting zesty.
So he plays with the Golden State. All right.
Yeah,
California team.
Bay Area. It's California's Bay Area team.
Your time is almost up.
Yeah, I am almost done anyway. So we do have a rumor that LeBron might go to the Golden State Warriors if he really wants that last championship and he does not feel like the Lakers are making a good effort. Lakers seem like there are trade rumors that they might go looking for either Donovan Mitchell or Trae Young. It really does depend on what the Cavs say and whether LeBron signs that his contract. If it is not, I do think the Lakers are probably just going to blow it all up. They're going to trade Anthony Davis, just restart. But there is a chance that LeBron goes to Golden State. We've also heard rumors that even if LeBron does go to Golden State, they have more than enough assets, really talented young players. They could trade for a third superstar while keeping their core of both Curry, Draymond, and if he decides to take a pay cut, potentially Klay Thompson. So they can keep their championship trio, their core, and then also add on a player of LeBron's caliber and potentially another superstar level player. I know it sounds crazy, and a lot of things would have to go well for that to happen, but it is possible. So that basically wraps up our sports section. So moving on.
All right. That ends the sports section. Let me just remove that. All right. You guys, would you like to give one fast summary of all that you have said, Byron?
I don't really think I need to give a summary again. This is like the third time we vaguely talked about similar stuff, but yeah.
All right, I guess that is the end of the sports sector of our live stream podcast episode today. All right, fams, I would just like to state. All right. I would like to say that we would like to give a little shout out to I will be going somewhere for a little while to get back. Meanwhile, Varun and Pranav shall be getting 10 minutes to talk about Kevin Durant and
Nah.
We're talking
Kevin,
Drake.
Kendrick
Lamar.
you know who Kendrick Lamar is?
Oh.
To talk about Kendrick Lamar and Drake.
Nah, bro. Nah, I'm this close to just being out of here, bro. Like, what the hell?
No way you called Kendrick Lamar Kevin Durant.
This man read
what the
Kendrick
fuck?
Lamar. This man thought Kendrick Lamar.
I
I
am
don't even
sorry.
know who Kevin Durant is, bro.
I
Do you
know.
even know who Kevin Durant is?
Who?
Bro, you don't even know who Kevin Durant is, and you're mixing Kendrick Lamar with Kevin Durant, bro.
I don't know. Just
That's
talk about
crazy.
them, okay, bro?
So this is racism.
I don't. It's not racist.
I think I'm gonna
It's
mute
about
you
their-
for 1 second. Just 1
I feel like
second.
it's about their name, but okay, say whatever you want.
There you go. I mean, I didn't give it to you, but yeah.
All right, you want to start it off?
Yeah.
Talk
So
about it.
as everyone knows, obviously we got the Drake and Kendrick beef. This is the best thing that could have happened, bro. On God. Like, we got Drake and Kendrick actually releasing music, and some of it is fire, bro.
Some of it, I think all of it is fire.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I feel like people are saying that people are sort of saying that Kendrick songs are way better than Drake's. In my opinion, out of all the songs that have released in this beef since the beef started, I'm gonna say "Like That" by Kendrick is the best song. But the main difference that I say versus what most other people are saying, I'm gonna say "Push Ups" by Drake is the second best song. I know he doesn't really go after Kendrick as much in that song. It's not the best diss, obviously, but in terms of strictly a song, I think it's the best song, or it's the second best song.
I think because of this beef, they unlock their final form. You know what I'm saying? It's like an
Right.
evolution. It's like they go from Charmander to Charmeleon. They
Bro.
evolved into better. I
Charmander
shouldn't say
Chameleon.
better, but they have achieved a new peak.
That's actually facts. I think the last actually good songs that we got from I think Kendrick was what Damn came out in what 2017,
That
2018 or
entire
something.
album.
that album was like peak, bro. Other than like To Pimp a Butterfly, Damn was an amazing album. To Pimp a Butterfly is 100% in my opinion best album of all time. It's got actual bangers on there. You got like King Kuta. We got For Free, These Walls. Obviously, All Right. All Right is one of the best songs ever, bro. Like in my opinion. I know I'm glazing the hell out of Kendrick Lamar right now, but bro, that song is so good. That album is actually amazing. And when was the last time Drake released like actually good music? Because his
Scorpion.
last album was so like the only decent song in his last album was like the one with J. Cole where they dissed Kendrick Lamar. That's what I think. That's sort of it's one of the like things that started this. What was that? First person shooter. Yeah, even that song was mid as hell, but the entire album was just, I'm just gonna be honest, it was ass, bro. Like I ain't even gonna lie, it was pretty bad. But
True.
I think this
I think the last album from Drake that was actually like you know, his peak was Scorpion. Like God's Plan was insane. That was like amazing.
Was honestly fire song. Like one of my favorite songs. It's the song that I'm not gonna lie. I think both of us we used to hate Drake for a bit. I don't know why, but I really sat down and listened to God's Plan a couple of times, and I was like, "Yo,
we spent the entire summer looping
the
this song
whole time."
Yeah,
I
think me and Room here have listened to God's Plan at least combined 20,000 times.
Half the views are from us. I'm not even like, to be for real, like half the views are from us. It's a little ridiculous, but it's fine. So I think Kendrick's last good album was like 2017 or something with Damn. I'm trying to see. Yeah, For All the Dogs. That song was completely ass. That was not a good song by Drake. Her Loss. That was actually not bad. There were some pretty decent songs on there, but I think the last like actually like fire album was Scorpion.
Yeah.
So this is definitely good. So okay,
I think
you want to rate all the songs that have come out of this beef. So I'll tell you all of them. So we got.
Let me pull it up.
We got Family Matters by Drake.
Well, you guys only have 3 more minutes anyway.
Okay, we got Family Matters by Drake. Push-Ups by Drake. The Heart Part 6 by Drake. And then by Kendrick, we also got hold up, let me pull it up. So we got Meet the Grams, Not Like Us, and Euphoria.
I think Euphoria is good.
Euphoria, I'm gonna say Euphoria.
It's just pretty long.
Word. So I'm gonna say, okay. So I think we can both agree. Have you listened to Like That yet?
To be honest,
you haven't, have you?
I have. The beef songs. They're not my type of songs.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It's like
this is one of those situations
they don't speak
where I gotta
to me.
say my opinion is better than yours, bro.
Okay, you.
That's
have,
why we got.
Okay,
that's
I'm
why
not
we
saying
got.
Olivia Rodrigo is a bad artist, but the way you glaze her, like you have low key like thought of every single possibility to meet her in real life, and what you're gonna do to achieve
Drake,
that
bro.
goal. So
I thought I have every possibility to meet Drake, bro. Okay. I was straight up gonna corner him. Do you remember this? I had a whole plan.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you had a dream, and that dream was the most messed up thing ever.
That dream was fake, bro. And I think
had a dream.
I was, bro became Martin.
That one day, all of these people.
Y'all heard of Martin? Y'all have heard Martin Luther King, right?
Not by the color of their skin.
You know, Miles is underrated, bro. You know, Miles is like he's the next Drake, the next Kendrick, bro. On God, Martin
I don't know
Luther
what
King
that
by Miles was actually the best song I've ever heard. Bro, Stephen Curry by Miles, bro, that song is so fire. Light Up
Okay, guys.
Sweatshirts by Miles, that song was amazing.
All right, guys.
Like
How,
that
how
place
just-
much long until
yeah.
you're done?
One sec. So he released another song. That song was actually maybe amazing called BBL Drake. That was on God. You should go listen to that like right now. That song was amazing.
All right, I'll listen to it.
But can we stick to the point right now?
Sure.
Who all is done with talking about musicians and sports?
We're done.
All right. Let us switch to the next part, which is welcome everybody to the politics sector. Who is excited?
I don't know.
Okay, guys. So today we are going to be talking about the title, which I'm afraid the literal main point of this entire episode shall start about 41 minutes into the episode. What a justice we're doing to the title, right, guys? All right, the title is Aryan Invasion Theory and Hindutva Ideology. Who here knows about what Hindutva is?
Enlighten us.
Do I have to be teacher for every episode?
Yep.
Yes.
That's
Oh,
your
You
job.
pick the topics. We told you we don't know anything about this, yo.
Well, that doesn't mean I'm not.
Facts.
All right. So, do you guys know that Hinduism is being a little bit treated badly nowadays in India?
Facts.
Do you know what
Really?
secularism is?
No.
Secularism means
I feel like I'm in
all
a classroom.
friendliness with all religions and not just with, I love all religions. I don't hate even a single one of them. You get what that is, right? Let me
Yeah.
search up the definition for you guys.
No, I think the thing is, what's happening is they are targeting one religion, which is the dominant one, which is Hinduism in India. And the parties that do this basically say they like every single religion, but they also
Wait,
contradict
restart. There
themselves.
was Pranav. Restart what you were just saying. Something happened apparently.
Broski. Okay. I can't remember, yo. Yo, Varun, do you remember what I said?
You were talking about how they were targeting the top religion.
Yeah, so in Hinduism in India is basically the top religion, correct? Like most people
Yes.
follow it. And the people who follow, or I'm not generalizing this, I'm saying the people who show hate towards Hinduism, which is
The main
secular,
culture.
like,
The
they
culture.
basically just say they are, secularists, but they also target one religion and show hate towards it, like harass them.
That's called
verbally and,
pseudo
like-
secularism, and it's called cloaked. I call it cloaked socialism, or it's cloaked communism. That's essentially what it is. So many Hindus have realized this stuff, when everyone is just going. So they make fun of every religion. They love every religion except for Hinduism. Hinduism always bad. Islam always good. Christianity also pretty good. But unless Muslims are attacking them, if Hindus are attacking them, then the Christians are good guys. If the Muslims are, Christians are bad guys. Basically, the hierarchy goes: Hindus are the worst one, Christians are in the middle, Muslims are the best one, according to the liberals in India. Just another reminder for all of you that the left wing don't have one of these. The left wing really does not have one of those. So that is their point of view. That's also why many of them call themselves atheists and rationalists, but they also support every religion except for Hinduism. They also are there's a lot of atheism also in India, wherein you believe in Hinduism? You believe Ramayana actually happened? Ha ha ha! Dumb! You'll see a bunch of those kind of people. The most famous of them all is everyone's favorite dog of all time, Duggal Sahab, but also known by his real name, Dhruv Rathi.
I have not heard of this person. Who is he?
He's this one guy, we call him the German Shepherd here in the Hindutva community, because he makes fun of all the religions except for because he always makes fun of Hinduism, but always tries to make Islam and the Abrahamic culture look good. And he calls himself an atheist and a rationalist, and always talks about how Ramayana is a stupid religion, but also justifies Islamic terrorism, basically Indian secular stuff. Muslims do bad things, good. Hindus believe in their religion, believe in the Ramayana, bad. It's like you can't put Islam and Hinduism on the same level, because Islam, in fact, it encourages to destroy other people's cultures, and Islam has done lots of bad things to other people. The Ottoman Empire, taking over the new Islamic regime in Iran, thanks to Khomeini. They have the Mughals and the Delhi Sultanate, and the Mughals, and of course the partition of India into Pakistan, and from Bangladesh, from India, and the Kashmir files, and now they're the Hamas attacking Israel, and a whole bunch of attacks on the Twin Towers from Al Qaeda. So these actions are actually being caused by Muslims simply because other people won't respect Islam and believe in Islam. And Islamic countries are oppressing women and forcing them to wear hijabs, or else they'll die. And people who leave Islam get to be killed. Have you seen anything like this done by Hindus? Do we kill people who leave Hinduism?
Not
In
that
fact,
I
my
know of.
In fact, my brother was not really a believer for a little while. Nobody did anything bad to him, not even me. Nobody kills people in
I
Hinduism.
think it's person to person. You can't control what they want to do. If
Barely
someone doesn't
anybody
want to
even-
like wear something that they're not comfortable wearing, me personally, I would just let them go. Just like do whatever you
And
want.
even you can be like, oh, but you don't kill them. We don't not just not kill them. We don't do anything to people who leave Hinduism. The best we do would happen to you is a few Brahmins would scold you and say you're a disgusting person to the race, and then forget that you existed for the next 5,000 for the next.
I don't think
rest of
they'd
your
even
life.
do that.
I don't think they care enough, yeah.
Like back in the days, maybe a few sages would probably criticize you for leaving Hinduism, but nowadays, literally nobody cares. Ex-Hindus are so many places. Like there's ex-Hindu Christians, ex-Hindu Muslims, ex-Hindu atheists, all around the globe. Nobody cares if you don't believe in Hinduism anymore. Nobody cares if you don't believe in Ramayana anymore. Literally nothing bad is going to happen to you. You might have people who don't want to be friends with you anymore. That's fine. That's not a personal attack on you. If somebody doesn't want to be friends with you because you don't want to believe in their religion, that's fine. They're not actively bothering you. They just don't want to be friends with you, and that's totally fine for them to do so. You can't put Hinduism and Islam on the same level. When was the last time, like maybe some Hindus would attack you or be mean to you if you made fun of Hinduism and Hindu gods and stuff, but as long as you leave our religion alone and don't try to make fun of it or tell us to leave Hinduism, literally Hindus don't care what you do. Okay?
True.
Meanwhile, Muslims, like think about it. In a Hindu country, India, they have had Jawaharlal Nehru, who was considered to be a so-called practicing Hindu, but was also actually an atheist because he didn't believe in God. And he was also a secularist. He was the creator of the modern day secularism, him and Gandhi. He was the one who told a bunch of Muslims who were trying to attack Hindus and kill Hindus, you should not do them. In fact, when Muslims were doing bad things to Hindus, Gandhi and Nehru said, if Hindus do anything to Muslims back, we will do something to ourselves. This is just shaming and guilt tripping them into not doing anything to Muslims. That's their tactics. So basically, Hindus weren't allowed to defend themselves against Muslims. In a Hindu country, Bhim Rao Ambedkar, a man like that who was born into a Hindu Dalit as an untouchable family, converted to Buddhism. He was a Dalit, as in the lowest of the low castes, and converted to Buddhist, which means like the atheist believers in Buddha who believe in like the Eightfold Path and all that stuff. He converted to that religion. And he also, did you know, he burnt the Manusmriti once? He took the Manusmriti and put it in fire simply because he said it has casteism in it. This is the man. This is the man who was given the right to write the Constitution of India in a Hindu country.
Actually,
Yes, he is considered to be the James Madison of the Indian Constitution.
that's
Bhimrao Ambedkar. Like, James Madison was probably a devout Christian, probably never did anything that of which Jesus Christ did not want. And you're saying America is the most, like, secular country in the world? Meanwhile, our Constitution, the man known as the father of the nation, was literally this secularist guy who continuously told Hindus to accept genocide from Muslims, told the Jews to accept genocide from Hitler. This man Gandhi literally says, "Hey, what's up, Jews? Hey, by the way, if Hitler's going to kill you, answer with peace, love, and nonviolence. That's the best solution. That'll apparently save you from Hitler and the Holocaust." He also told Hindus, Muslims will do whatever the hell they want to you, but respect them for it. This man is allowed to be called father of the nation.
yeah.
A man.
I mean, look, I do have to give him credit. Like, he did, you know, I'm not sure exactly.
If you
what-
think about it, if
Yeah.
you do think about it, 1947, World War II ended 1945. 2 years. Britain took a beating. World War I, World War II happened in a span of 70-ish years. And they cannot control India anymore because they are going to, put more into India than it's giving back to it. So they are losing power. And that's when Gandhi decided to do all this.
Yes.
So
Gandhi's
if that
principles
never
were good for a
happened,
while.
if that never happened, you would never know. 1947 would have been 1957.
I don't know.
Or something like that.
Okay, but I mean, I'm not that opposed to his nonviolence thing as much as I am to his secularism thing. Other than nonviolence, secularism was another great important principle of Gandhi. Both of these principles are very good, but when nonviolence and secularism comes to this kind of a level, that love and respect for other people, and goes into not defending yourself when those other people that you're trying to give respect to give no respect or nonviolence or secularism back to you, they just want to destroy you and completely make this new place. Like, there's a literal prophecy. Muhammad made Ghazwa a Hind prophecy, meaning in the Quran, he said India is one of the main countries, the main targets that they wanted to turn into a Muslim caliphate, meaning a Muslim country. That's what they call a caliphate. It's the first country they wanted to turn to a caliphate. In fact, okay, so all they want to make is the Ghazwa a Hind caliphate, meaning India, the Indian caliphate of Islam, or Indian Islamic Republic. That's the main reason why Pakistan was also made, so they can use. I don't know, but I feel like Pakistan is going to be a good help for that. Anyway, it's just like they wanted it to destroy India and turn it into a Muslim country. Muhammad, and in fact, the Quran says that Allah himself had stated that any man who attacks India and tries to Islamify India and bring Ghazwa-e-Hind to a reality, killing Indian Hindu men and raping Indian Hindu women until India becomes an Islamic caliphate, any Muslim who does that will get a sheer sentence to Jannah, or Islamic heaven, after they're dead. Meaning you'll be guaranteed heaven or Jannah if you kill Indians, Hindus. This means that Ghazwa-e-Hind policy and all these things, this kind of people who have tried these kind of like things, whose entire policy is, basically, this kind of a policy was the Nehruvian, is whom Gandhi supported so much. So this is the guy. So whether you like him or not, a secular man who was in love with secularism and nonviolence and respect towards all religions in India, This man is the Indian father of the nation. Where did Varun go?
Hey, my bad. I had to turn off my camera for a second.
All
Good
right.
now. Continue.
That man was Gus. That was the one create. So this is guy, and then another man whose name is What do I say? What the frick? So along with this, Nehru, Jawaharlal Nehru, who was a Hindu, but wasn't he identified as one because his family was a Hindu family, but he identified not as a practicing Hindu theist, but rather as a Hindu atheist. He followed similar things to Charvaka Hinduism, which is Hindu materialism and atheism. He was a Hindu atheist, meaning he didn't believe in Hindu gods, Hindu mythology, or anything. He believed only, he just called himself a Hindu. Maybe he followed Indian culture, but he didn't believe in any of the Indian stuff. He wasn't, you get what it means to be a Hindu atheist, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Varun for a while was. Nehru was like this. This is the man that which Gandhi himself, this other guy, Sardar Patel, everybody in parliament voted for him. But who got elected? Nehru. You know why? He became prime minister. Everyone voted for Sardar Patel, but Nehru became prime minister. Because when Nehru found out about this, he went crying to Gandhi. He was like, make me prime minister. I don't want this guy to be prime minister. Because of this, simply because of this, Gandhi was able to rig the system, guilt-tripping the parliament into saying, if you guys don't make Nehru the prime minister, I'll do something to myself. Gandhi literally had the kind of power where he continuously holds a knife to his sword. Unless you do what I wish for, I'll do this to myself. And apparently everyone is a simp for Gandhi, even though they're straight males. So nobody does anything.
I think I can understand what you're saying. Like on one end, like me and Pranav were saying, he is definitely a huge reason why India was able to get freedom. But at the same time, at a certain point, you got to draw a line when people are just disrespecting you and your beliefs too much. At that point, you can't just like. I'm gonna be honest.
You can't take it.
It's a
Like
little bit. It's
the reason we're forced to take it is we condition them to a point where they can just say whatever they want and we just take it.
Yeah, like you can't be just doing that. Like you gotta stand up.
You gotta
yourself
stand
at a
up for
certain point.
yourself. And then if you don't stand up for yourself, and then after a couple decades, you come back and say they're doing this against us, they're doing that against us. Like that's the issues that is caused. That's like the consequences.
Yeah. So I mean, like his whole principle of, like you said, secularism, and the fact that he wanted complete nonviolence no matter what, even though other people are going to pretty far lengths to disrespect and destroy you and your beliefs. That's having effects now. Like it's even now
that
what
is
he's
true.
done is still.
But what do I say about this? So this man became the prime minister. He was a Hindu atheist. He didn't believe anything to do with Hinduism. He also supported Islamic Caliphate support activists for an Islamic Caliphate, Ghazwa-e-Hind. He literally told Hindus to do nothing to them. When Muhammad the Jinnah wanted to separate India into India and Pakistan simply because of you know why, it was actually for his own ego. He actually was jealous that Gandhi was getting all the credit. He wanted to become a hero of his own nation. So he did, simply because of that selfishness, that immature ego that he had, and his jealousy of Gandhi, he told everyone that Muslims are going to get discriminated. Even though Gandhi and Nehru are these kind of people, even then somehow Muslims are going to get disrespected and discriminated against in India. And Muslims in northwest and northeast India, such as Bangladesh and what is now Bangladesh and Pakistan today, or West Pakistan and East Pakistan a little bit before, the Muslims there especially bought really into it, and so did many other Muslims. They bought into it. And because of this, he was able to make Pakistan. Muhammad Jinnah did something like this, and nobody said a word. Literally, nobody said a word. And you're saying that we're oppressing other religions, but for Hinduism? Nehru was literally doing nothing about this. And in fact, he was supporting all these things. Pakistan and Muslims killing Hindus, the separation of India and Pakistan. Even Gandhi opposed it. Nehru did not. And he was a Hindu atheist as well. And even after all of this, somehow India is this Hindu caliphate that oppresses other religions and atheists. Like any Hindutva caliphate or Hindu or any Sanatan caliphate wouldn't behave like this. They wouldn't be giving Muslims the right to do this kind of stuff without getting unpunished, this kind of a partition, and a Hindu atheist as the first prime minister. On top of this, Bhimrao Ambedkar, our third idiotic secularist in India, decided to... This guy is an ex-Hindu Dalit and now turned Buddhist. Well, he was a Buddhist afterwards. He's dead now, but he was an ex-Hindu turned Buddhist, and he used to be in a Dalit family. So he thought he was feeling discriminated because everyone was making fun of Dalits because they're the lowest caste, and because he felt like lower castes were getting discriminated, and Brahmins were becoming these high evil oppressors, like most anti-Hindu people are like. So he decided to turn Buddhist and go away from this. This man also burnt Manusmriti because it had casteism in it, according to him. Well, it kind of does, but he burnt Manusmriti. This man is the James Madison of India, as in the writer of the Indian Constitution. Have you ever seen James Madison being a non-Christian, being like a Muslim or something, a Muslim American, and still he would have written Jamash Mudasanas or something like that, a Muslim American writing the Constitution of, or a Mormon James Madison writing the Constitution of America? No. He was probably a Christian. In fact, let me just search up for a second James Madison religion. He was an Orthodox Christian, I'm pretty sure. They say he's an Orthodox Christian. Eastern Orthodox, I'm pretty sure, church. And this man was writing the Constitution of America. Yet America is this nice secular nation that respects all kinds of people. Meanwhile, India is not secular whatsoever at all, even though Bhim Ambedkar, a Buddhist who burned Manusmriti, an ex-Dalit Muslim Buddhist, was able to write the Constitution of India. Do you understand this kind of thing? And beyond all of this, these people are saying that India is some kind of a Hindu caliphate, saying that Hindus are... So basically, my point here is, in our own country, where Bhimrao Ambedkar made the caste system constitutionally illegal for anything except for religious practices. Ambedkar himself is the reason, because he wrote it into the Indian Constitution. It is unconstitutional for anything in India to happen based off caste or the caste system, unless it's some religious practice, and even then probably not. Meaning the caste system, the most worst thing Hinduism could ever bring, that itself has been constitutionally made illegal in what is known as a Sanatani or Hindu caliphate or something by the secularists and liberals. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, actually, if I'm right, the whole caste system thing, people really blow it out of proportion. Wasn't that not even invented by Indians? Like that was like that
The
whole
British.
yeah, that was the British who like came and started enforcing.
No, there
They
was
did
something.
it. They did it as a way to like, they did it as a way to like separate them and like.
No,
keep
there
them
was
under
there
control.
was something that is similar to the caste system, known as the Varna system, wherein the Varna system is different. That isn't exactly a birth thing, as much as it is like a.
I mean, that's more of that's not even like a system. That's just like what your job is, bro. Like
Yes,
you can
that's all.
choose that, so it's not even like an actual thing. That's just it's
It's
literally
just your job, and based on your job, how powerful it is. And the Varna system is not a bad system at all, because would you probably put somebody who has been doing a lot of penance to God and eating good food and some healthy, intelligent person on the same level as your local toilet plumber? Would you put some scholar at the same level as your local toilet plumber?
No, and that's why that's the whole concept of jobs. Like, it's not really even, it wasn't really even a system until the British came and like made it into one. Like, it was literally
I
just
would say
jobs.
some things the British did are might have been better for the long run.
The only thing mostly were trains, but the caste. So basically, the caste system, and in fact, we're also supposed to talk about the Aryan Invasion Theory, which has a lot of things to do with how the British were able to make the caste system something based off of discrimination, typically something based off of race. So basically, that is the whole story of the cat. So that's the whole story of how Hindu. So this country has itself, its main religion is this discriminated in itself. You cannot. They're allowing this much things to happen, and you're saying India is that Hinduism is somehow equivalent to Islam. The reason why is because apparently Manusmriti talks about the caste system. The caste system, which is not this thing like Sharia law, which they want to force into the rest of the world. Women are not forced to wear anything; they can wear whatever they want. They're considered that they're allowed, that it's better for them to encourage to wear traditional clothes, but you're not going to die because you chose to wear a bikini instead of a sari and a dhoti. You're not going to get killed for it in a Hindu country, or even beaten up for it, or even shamed for it much. So yeah, you cannot equate to these two things.
I mean, I don't know about shame.
The
People are
only
still gonna point it out.
Yeah, but I mean, they're not even gonna walk up to you and say, they might just talk.
Okay, yeah, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in Muslim
Comparatively,
countries,
yeah.
women who even forget to wear a hijab, much less like even if they wanted to wear one but they forgot it, those kind of women would be hanged in the Islamic Republic of Iran with cranes. I told Varun that cranes symbolize death in Iran now, because the Islamic Republic is using it as because their government of Iran, the Islamic Republic, is using cranes as a tool for hanging their people if they disobey Sharia law. Meaning that in Iran, if a woman does not wear a hijab, she will be hanged for it. Khomeini's goons will personally hang her for it.
Yeah, that is pretty extreme.
Mahsa Amini is in fact a top story about that. She did not wear hijab. I don't know if it was unintentional or she purposely was doing it in rebellion. She did not wear her hijab. Even if you're a non-Muslim woman, you're apparently supposed to wear hijab in Muslim countries. They enforce hijab on non-Muslim women. We don't even force dhoti and kurta on Hindu women in India. They force this into
We even force it in our temples, yo. You could go into a temple with your shorts and a shirt.
Yeah, I think
No
that's
one
the difference
cares.
between countries like America and India, where it's like freedom of, like freedom of speech, like stuff
We
like the
don't even force you
Constitution,
to
but
go to the temple.
it's freedom
Yeah,
of
it's a
religion too.
democratic. It's a democratic system. It's not.
Meanwhile,
It's not just about democracy. I think it's more just like freedom of like religion and.
Meanwhile,
It's
they
freedom
want
to be a
diversity.
human.
They want diversity, versus
back when
Yeah.
Iran was a Zoroastrian country and used to like Israel, back in those days, you probably didn't have to wear the traditional, like the baloch and the other traditional Iran Persian clothes, even if you went to a Zoroastrian temple of Mazda. You didn't have to do that. But now you can't even go. A Hindu woman can't even go to a Hindu temple in Iran today without wearing a hijab. A Zoroastrian woman cannot go to her Mazda temple of Ahura Mazda without wearing a hijab. She can't wear her traditional clothes anymore. So think about the difference between how Hinduism and Zoroastrianism are like and how Islam are like. Anyone with a little bit of common sense would be able to understand these basic facts. The reason why many of them go against Hinduism is apparently because in Ramayana, there's irrational things like Hanuman being a flying monkey or Ravana having 10 heads. How does this make Hinduism dangerous at all? That Hanuman was some, if Hanuman was some flying monkey, or if Ravana was a 10-headed demon, how does this make Hinduism dangerous?
So you're telling me they point out Marvel movies?
No, it's because we believe that these things actually did happen, which they don't find to be rational.
You never know. You like, how could we believe that? I don't know.
It's
I
because
can't say this, but
I'll
like,
talk. The main person I'm actually talking about right now for all of this is a person named Arman Navabi. I was showing a little bit of him to Varun yesterday. Apparently, he's scolding Hinduism on the same level as Islam, and saying that Ramayana. Oh, but Ram put his husband on, put his wife on the not his husband, his wife on the fire test. That's misogynistic against women. So apparently this makes Hinduism a bad religion. Krishna told Arjun to go fight against his enemies in war. That's making it a violent religion. Apparently, some few things in the scripture makes it bad. You should listen to this guy once. You will lose your brain cells. Islam, which is causing whatnot problems because of taking over the Zoroastrian country of Iran and forcing Islam, which is reason why sati practice exists for bad. Sati practice existed before, even before the Mughals, but during the time of Ramayana, if you read the story of Mandodari, you'll learn that she wanted to kill herself after her husband Ravana died. She wanted to do this. In fact, people told her not to do this, but she still wanted to do this. This is because in the sati practice back in those days was not an obligation, but an option for women to pick in case they want to kill themselves after their husband died if they really cannot take it. This is what it was like back then. But these people, the Mughals, turned it into some kind of a bad thing, out of which they personally made sati practice something out of which women have to do, or that they made it into Salem witch trials, basically. What the sati practice became later on, the Mughals were the reason behind it. And this is also showing how bad Islam can be. And you're putting that in the same level as Hinduism, as Sanatan Dharma. So this is my problem. So because of all of this happening, and because people don't understand that Hinduism is not like even Christianity, which has killed the Aztec and Mayan civilization and all the European traditional gods just to spread the word of Christ. Catholicism, which has done that. Not really Christianity. The original Jewish Christianity was actually just about love and forgiveness. The Romans ruined it and turned this into this thing that they kill everyone for. So it's not Roman Catholicism, Islam, all these things you can hate on, but Hinduism, like my gosh, don't put it to the level of Roman Catholicism or on the same level as Islam. Never put Hinduism, any sect of Hinduism, on the exact same level. Okay? Shaivism, Vaishnavism, even ISKCON is enforcing people to go around and do these things. Nobody does this to you. Okay? The best they'll do is just try to advise you. Never any violence, never done any forcing of making these kind of countries that force the caste system onto other people, countries, nor has we forced sati practice on anyone, nor are we killing women for not wearing traditional clothes.
I think this is all the problem.
Nor is Hinduism becoming
what you were-
literally the reason for hating any group, like this
like
Jew.
what you were saying about Gandhi, right? Like that's the problem. These are like the after effects. You know, that like mindset
Yeah.
is now still there, right?
it's
So this is why-
it's basically conditioned that we were not going to do anything, so you could just say whatever you want and we'll just take it.
Yeah.
So this is why along with this, the British made the Aryan Invasion Theory, which we will get into soon. So this is why Indians have made Hindutva. It is essentially this one policy that of which Hindus have made to state that we are proud of Hinduism and we want to take care of Hinduism and we want to make Hinduism respected in India. Let me search up Hinduism, the definition. All right. Now, what I'm about to show you might seem like it's bad. Anyway, you see, even Google wants to say this. First of all, Hindutva, the quality or fact of being Hindu, Basically, it's pride in being Hindu. But what they're saying is an ideology or movement seeking to establish Hinduism or Hindu culture as dominant in India. First of all, it's already the most powerful culture in India. Anyway, it's not even that bad, okay? It's not like we're trying to destroy all other religions, make Hinduism the only one in India. Although many Hindutva
No,
people want
first
to
of
do that.
all, listen. People are getting mad at Hindus for supposedly doing that, even though it's not. That's not what's happening. Hindutva should be pride of being Hindus, not that. But also, you see like every other religion doing that. They literally come to your door trying to convert people.
Yeah, and it's not even like
There you
about
go.
that.
And
What?
nobody has a problem with that when people are literally either they're coming to your door trying to convert you, or they literally will a pew pew device at you and
And
force you.
atheists are doing that as well. Christians, Muslims, they're doing that. Atheists are also doing that. These three main groups are the only ones really doing that.
Yeah, like I mean, you can't get mad for one religion, even though they're really not doing that. When every other religion is doing that, that doesn't make sense. That's not fair.
So here is a trailer to the Hindutva movie that was recently released. We will watch that and then
मुझे कैसे याद किया?
एक महत्वपूर्ण जिम्मेदारी सौंपने के लिए बुलाया तुम
मुझे कैसे याद किया?
एक महत्वपूर्ण जिम्मेदारी सौंपने के लिए बुलाया तुम्हें भरत यूनिवर्सिटी इलेक्शन में खड़ा करना है तुम्हें मालूम है ना यूनिवर्सिटी में क्या नारे लगे थे
अफसल हम शर्मिंदा हैं
भाले राव जी कह रहे थे कि हिंदुत्व खतरे में है।
अगर हम इस देश से निकाले गए तो क्या कोई दूसरा हिंदू देश है जहां हम जाके रह सकेंगे?
I've been told कि भारत तुम्हारे अगेंस्ट इलेक्शंस में खड़ा हो रहा है।
मैं जानता हूँ तुम लोगों की शैतानी दिमाग में क्या चल रहा है। तुम यहाँ एक हिंदू राष्ट्र बनाना चाहते हो जहाँ सिर्फ हिंदू रह सके और कोई
जब एक मुसलमान खुद को फक्र से मुसलमान बोल सकता है, तो फिर एक हिंदू खुद को हिंदू बोलता है घर से, तब साले तुम सबके बदन में
basically it's Hindus are not allowed to say that they're proud Hindus. Muslims can say that they're Muslims and it's good. Christians can say that. Sikhs can say that. Everyone else can say that. Hindus alone cannot. Atheists can say they're proud atheists. Jews and Zoroastrians are fairly good people, but they are also allowed to say that they're proud of their religion. Only Hindus are not.
क्यों लग जाती है? ये सेक्युलरिज्म का झंडा लेकर खड़े हो जाते हो।
तुम दोनों दोस्तों ने एक दूसरे के घरों में ईद और दिवाली एक साथ मनाई है। जब से तुम दोनों कॉलेज गए हो एक दूसरे से मिलते ही नहीं।
हिंदुत्व हमारी पहचान है और हिंदुत्व खतरे में है।
क्या हिंदुत्व? कैसा हिंदुत्व?
तू मेरे प्राण में रहता है, तू मेरे अंग पे सजता है, तू मेरे अंग पे सजता है, तू मेरा अस्तित्व है, हिंदुत्व है, हिंदुत्व है, हिंदुत्व है, हिंदुत्व है।
ये तेरे बचपन का दोस्त नहीं, बचपन का दुश्मन है।
रोकना पड़ेगा हुजूर, रोकना पड़ेगा।
हर युग में धर्म और अधर्म के बीच लड़ाई हुई है। तुम्हारे जीवन में तो महाभारत होनी ही थी।
आर्टिकल 370 को इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन से हटाया जा रहा। जाओ इस मुल्क को आग लगा।
ऐसा क्या देख लिया तुमने कश्मीर में जो इतना बड़ा शौक लग गया तुम्हें?
जिन लोगों से तुम गले मिल रहे थे, they were dangerous people समीर। वो टेररिज्म को बढ़ावा देते हैं। हमारी कौम प्रताड़ित है। ये कह कर तुम और तुम्हारे जैसे कितने लड़के हम जैसी हिंदू लड़कियों को भटकाते हैं।
हो जाने दो टुकड़े इस देश के, बह जाने दो खून, ईंट से पत्थर बजा दूंगा, लेकिन अपनी कौम का सम्मान वापस ला के रहूंगा।
सुना तो मैंने भी यही है कि तुम लोग सारी दुनिया में इस्लाम फैलाना चाहते हो, कोई और धर्म रहने नहीं दोगे।
जो भी इस देश के टुकड़े करना चाहेगा, हम उनके टुकड़े कर देंगे।
हिंदू तो जब जागेगा ना, उसकी आंधी में तुम्हारे सारे काले मंसूबों के कच्चे उड़ जाएंगे।
देख मुझे डर है कुछ बहुत बुरा होगा। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे। हिंदू अब वो हिंदू नहीं रहा जो हुआ करता था। पंडित का बेटा हूँ, लेकिन लाठी चलाना जानता हूँ। जय श्री राम।
So basically, that is the trailer for a Hindutva movie. Basically, they were making a movie about Hindutva, and the importance of it. The first time Bollywood made anything in favor of Hinduism. So basically, as you can understand, everyone thinks that it's this one Nazi movement that wants to destroy every other religion, but in fact, all the Hindutva is trying to do is bring Hindu nationalism or India pride of its own culture. India is like, it's not even just because it's a religion. This religion is at the core of Indian culture. As I say many times, no, almost everything else is either North Indian culture or South Indian culture. Hinduism alone remains as Indian culture. Every other thing from food, they have gobi Manchurian, samosa, dokla, vada pav. In North India, we have idli, idli and dosa. In South India, music, we have Carnatic music in South India. We have in North India, we have Hindustani music. In South India, we have clothing that looks like the sari and stuff, and they have a little bit more different kind of sari, like a baloch kind of thing in North India. We also have traditional, so much differences in languages. They speak Hindi, Gujarati, Punjabi, Kashmiri, all that in North India. That we speak Tamil and Telugu in South India. So much differences. Everything else is either regional Indian culture by region, or it's South Indian culture, or North Indian culture, or West Indian culture, or East Indian culture. Hinduism alone remains as Indian culture. It is also at the core. Its Hindu clothing is also mostly Indian clothing, like sari and jibba are mostly considered as Hindu clothing. Hinduism is also at the core of the Indian food we eat. Hinduism is also at the core of Indian music, like Carnatic music that Pranav over here, his mother used to teach once. It is at the core of almost every cultural thing in India. So without Hinduism, it's not just Ramayana or Hanuman or anything else lost from India. Almost every cultural event is lost from India. That too, the one thing that which in all of India, all the regions have in common: religion, everything else, language, music, what's cuisine, food, everything else we have different. Religion alone, both north and south, west and east, all of them have the same. There's other similarities, but they too mostly come from religion. In fact, even the music, like Carnatic music and the Sari and the Sanskrit language and the Tamil language, all these things too also have to do with Hinduism. So Hinduism is the source of almost all things to do with Indian culture. I mean, what is Carnatic music except for constant bhajans like Rama Rama Pahi Rama or Raghuvera Ra Ro Raghava? Almost every song in Carnatic music is about Sri Ram. So just because once in a while that this guy apparently put his wife in the fire test that this people don't even know anything about, suddenly we have to get rid of him. Ramayana is called as the soul of India, and we have to get rid of everything simply because these people can't stand so much. So this is what I don't like about what they're doing. That is the only thing that I really, really do not like. So basically, that is why Hindutva is important. To feel pride in Hinduism as Indian culture and the main source of Indian culture, what makes India India instead of something else, not just a religion, but as the culture of India, and that should be dominant because Indian culture should be dominant in India, because that's what makes India India and not just something else. So that's all. Just another country like America, where we can have other people. Like what makes India special as India? Something that's about India that doesn't make it just another country, but India. We're not just another government, but we can go to America and it's going to be the exact same thing. No, Hinduism is what makes India special, the soul of India. And this is why we should feel pride in it and protect it. And that's why Hindutva is there, and that's why I support Hindutva as an ideology. Hindutva as preservation of Indian culture is a major ideology in the RSS, although Dr. Hedgewar did originally want to make India, it's Rashtriya Swayam Sevak, because he was originally not trying to make it about the country and freeing the country, making it united from other people, making India united, and also destroying making the British leave India. But he mostly wanted to make India united. But he also realizes Hinduism is the best way. It's the most common cultural root of India. It is the greatest uniter of Indian people. Therefore, he embraced Hindutva as an ideology. Hindutva's RSS is a lot about Hindutva. HSS, therefore, being the sister organization, is also a lot about Hindutva. So Hindutva is a big thing for both of them. BJP, being the political party that's literally supposed to be the political version of RSS, BJP came from RSS, therefore BJP is also very fond of Hindutva. Therefore, I support BJP as a political party because it is very supportive of Hindutva. So Hindutva is my political ideology, and that all the things related to Hindutva like RSS, BJP, and HSS also
Yeah, I think-
highlight.
I think me and
India.
Pranav can both agree with
Yeah.
that. That we do
And
support this idea. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's actually time for today's episode.
Mhm.
So,
I think
Today, yeah.
Oh yeah, I think so is it okay if I spend at least 10 more minutes explaining just the one other thing? I'm sorry to so much for Hindutva.
no, we can talk about the
I-
Aryan Invasion Theory in the next episode. Have a little bit more time
Yeah.
to properly deep dive into it. But we gotta.
Mhm.
I just wanted to state that the Aryan Invasion Theory is a theory made by the British that the North Indians and the Sanskrit language and Carnatic music and all this kind of stuff came from Europe. They're not native to India. It's a very
Okay.
foolish theory, but
We'll get into that in the next episode. Anyway, so I think we gotta end the stream now. So
next stream we'll be doing about Aryan Invasion Theory. And we'll also, yeah. Basically,
we'll
I would
touch
like to,
on most likely we're thinking about adding another segment to this.
or
you
maybe
know-
we should do a part 2, but today, like, you guys can take a break and then we'll do another live stream today for it. Is that fine?
No.
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 We're
Okay.
not able to do that today.
All right,
but
that's fine.
We'll do another one. soon.
That's fine. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you all later. Bye.
See you.